Hello students, in previous class we discussed about the problems based on the capacitor, and let me start a new chapter which is current electricity. In previous topic we have discussed about only the charge whenever the charge is at rest, what will happen and what are the effects of the charge whenever it is in the state of rest. But what will be happen if a charge is in the state of motion? What will be happening? Then let us take, before that let me discuss about the, for a conductors within a conductors what do we have, when you have taken free electrons in it, free electrons. Now if these free electrons are in the state of uniform motion or if they are in the state of motion, then what happens with respect to the time? When if these electrons are moving with respect to time, then what do you call it? When charges which are in the state of motion, then we discussed current. Whenever it is in the state of motion, we call it as a current. Let us see. In daily life we use that words like wind flow or wind current or river current, water current, like that. So what does it represent? That current. Current represents anything which is in the flow and which is changing with respect to the time. Is it? Electric current, wind current means the wind blows with respect to the time. There is changing the flow of wind. Whereas water current, the flow of water will change with respect to time. Like that. Electric current. What do you mean by electric current? The rate of flow of charge. Rate of flow of charge is called electric current. Electric current. So what do you mean by this electric current? The time rate of charge. Time rate of charge flowing or the rate of flow of net charge. Is it? What do you mean by this electric current? The rate of flow of net charge passing is called electric current. The time rate of flow of net charge is called electric current. And we use the symbol as I or capital I or R. Remember, is this current vector or scalar? It is a scalar. But it is, remember, electric current is a fundamental physical quantity. And what is the unit of the electric current? Let me write here, I is equal to Q by T. Net charge flowing per unit time. The charge flowing per unit time. Is it? Charge flowing across any cross section per unit time is called net charge, current. Even instantaneous current. Instantaneous current. What do you mean by the instantaneous current? I is equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta t tends to 0, delta q by delta t. Rate of flow charge with respect to time as a time for a very small intervals of time, for infinitesimally small intervals of the time, that is equal to, even we can write dq by dt. So remember, what is the SI unit of the electric current? Charge unit is what? Coulomb. By time unit is what? Second. Coulomb per second or Coulomb second inverse, or even we can write as a ampere. And symbol is A. Is it? Electric current is what? Unit of electric current, and which is fundamental physical quantity, fundamental units. Now the doubt is it vector or scalar? Let us see what you mean by the electric current. When you have taken a conductor, within this conductor the electrons are moving in different directions If it is one number of electrons will be there, more number of electrons will be there. And if this electron is moving in this direction, if this electron is moving in like this, that means different electrons move in different directions. Is it okay? But whenever you supply the battery, you connect to a battery, what will happen? As it is positive and it is negative, all these electrons are moved from other end to the towards the positive terminal of this. That means the charges are flowing, electrons are flowing in a particular direction. Is it? Where from one end to the other end. When they are going from one end to the other end, when they reach from one end to the other end, then the current is flowing to the current. Then only we can tell if the charge is going from here to here, then we can tell the electric current is flowing. Is it? That's what do you mean by the electric current? The rate of charge is called electric current. Now we can tell the direction of the electric current conventionally. The direction of the electric current is in the direction of the direction opposite to the direction of the electrons. Direction of conventional current. Direction of conventional current. Conventional current is in the direction of positive charge. In the direction of positive charge, what does it represent? If the electron is flowing in this direction, what does it represent? Positive charge is moving opposite to the direction of the electrons. Opposite to the direction of electrons. Opposite to the direction of electrons. Now, okay, we are telling the direction of the electric current. When we are telling the direction of the electric current, then what can take? Here you can treat that the electric current is vector or scalar. Actually, any physical quantity which is having direction and magnitude, then we can tell that it is a vector. Is it? But we can treat the electric current is a not vector, it is a scalar only. Why is it scalar? Because it does not obey the vector laws of addition. Let us see. Here, what is the unit of current? Ampere. For example, here 2 ampere is current is flowing. Here, 1 ampere current is flowing here, and 1 ampere current is flowing. Is there any vector rules we have obeyed? No. Just current entering and current leaving should be same. That's all. That means because it does not obey the vector laws of addition. Does not obey laws of vector addition. Laws of vector addition. Even it is having direction and magnitude, but it does not obey the vector laws of addition. That's what we call say electric current is scalar. Is it? So let us see what are the how is the electric current flows in a conductors or in insulators or in electrolytes or in discharge. What are the charge carriers? What do you mean by steady current? Steady current means the rate of flow of charges remains same for equal intervals of the time. Then we call it steady current. Whereas non-steady current or varying current. Varying current means is the value of the magnitude of the current changing with respect to time. The magnitude of the current changing with respect to time. Then we call it varying current. Is it even? When you have taken a for conductors, in conductors, free electrons, because of the free electrons current will be takes place. Whereas in electrolytes, which is positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions and negative. Whereas in discharge tube, positive ions and electrons, free electrons and positive ions and electrons, free electrons. These are different electrode. So different different kinds of the charge carries current, electric current due to in a DC circuit, electric current in electrolyte, electric current in conductors. How do you get the electric current? And even let us see that when, for example, here in this direction, Q plus electrons are positive charges are moving in this direction, but in the same direction Q minus electrons are moving. Then what is net charge? Net charge is nothing but Q is equal to Q plus minus Q minus. Is it? For example, plus 10 electrons minus 5 electrons. 10 protons, 5 electrons, opposite in the same direction. So what is net charge? Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Then what is current here? Q by T. Q plus minus Q minus by 2. Q plus minus Q minus by 2. Okay. Then what is the net charge? If Q plus positive charges are moving in this direction, whereas negative charges are moving in opposite direction. How many? Let us take N1, N2, or whatever may be the number of the electrons or positive charges. So what we can write here? Electric current is equal to electrons are moving in this direction means what does it mean? Protons are moving in opposite direction, positive charges are moving in opposite direction. So that we can write here N1 Q plus minus of minus NQ minus by T. Sorry, here it is what? T. Then N1 Q plus NQ minus by plus N2 Q1 by N2 Q minus, it is what? Q plus by. So these are what do you mean by the electric current, and what is it? The unit is vector or scalar, YH is not a vector, is it? And how do you calculate the electron? So then tell me, what type of the currents are produced in the case of the lightning? During lightning, is it varying current or steady current? It is a varying current, and we will get the electric current around tens of thousands of the amperes. Tens of thousands of ampere. Thousands of ampere of the current flows. Whereas we are getting, I am teaching here, or you are listening, so you are grasping. Is it? How is it possible? Because some electric current will be flows in our nerve system, and the electric current flows in our nervous system is in the order of microampere. Microampere in our nerve system. Electric current in our nerve so much in the order of the microamperes. So what is the unit of electric current? Ampere. Ampere. Can you define 1 ampere? So ampere is the what? 1 ampere is equal to 1 coulomb per second. 1 coulomb by 1 second. Now how can you define 1 ampere? If 1 coulomb charge going through a conductor in 1 second, then the current is said to be what? 1 ampere. Once again, if 1 coulomb of charge is going through a cross section of the conductor in 1 second, then the electric current is said to be 1 ampere. 1 ampere, is it? Now, what will be happening whenever we know potential difference? What do you mean by the potential difference? Whenever the work done, the amount of work done moving a charge from one point to the other point is called electric potential difference. Is it? Now we have taken a metallic conductor. Current in a conductors. Now these conductors are not carrying. In this conductor we have more number of electrons. However, we have more number of free electrons. Do we get electric current? You take an iron rod. Is it? When you have taken an iron rod, if you touch that one, do you get electric shock? Only. Why? Because there is no potential difference. Is it? In absence of the electric field, what will be happening in the absence of the electric field? Here, when we have taken free electrons will be, and these free electrons can move randomly in different directions in the absence of the electric field. Randomly in different directions. Now, whenever these free electrons are moving randomly in different directions, so what will happen? The resulting electric current will be zero, because the sum of the electrons moving in one direction is equal to the sum of the electrons moving in another direction. On an average, the resultant charge, net charge across this one is zero. Net charge zero means what is the electric current? Zero. So in the absence of electric field, there is no current force, because however we have number of electrons, then there is no current. But whenever we supply the electric field, potential difference is applied. So what happens? The cell, electrolytic cell, which is fast to move the electron from where to where? Towards the positive charge, this side. And what is the direction of electron? If the electron is moving this direction, the electric current is in the direction opposite to the direction of the electrons. Is it? No, the electron is moving opposite to the direction of the current. Are you clear? Why? However, we have number of electrons which are moving differently in random direction, but once if you apply the electric field, what happens? All these electrons are aligned in the same direction. All these electrons are aligned in the same direction, so that we will get the electric current. There is a flow of current that takes place, and these electrons can reach from one end to the other end. As long as the electrons flow from one end to the other end, then only we will get the electric current. The electron is moving in this direction. What is the direction of the current? Opposite. Is it? Then, how to find the electric current? What is the relation between potential difference and electric current? And this is given by the George Simon Ohm. On our the name of the scientist Ohm, it is stated as a Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? Very, very important for current electricity. What do you mean by Ohm's law? When you have taken a Ohm's law, if it is a metallic conductor, and if you apply the potential difference across this ends of the conductor, what would happen? If you apply the more potential difference, more are the number of charges can be moved to this. Potential difference is less, water is less, so that the number of electrons which is reaching from one end to the other end is less. That's what here. According to Ohm's law, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across distance. Current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across its ends. Potential difference applied across distance. Is it? Then what you can write here? V and I are proportional. By removing this proportionality constant, I can here I R, and where is R is called here? R is called proportionality constant, which is electrical resistance. Electrical resistance. So what do you mean by the electrical resistance? V by I, potential difference by current. It okay? But it does not, electrical resistance does not depend upon potential difference and current, because if you increase the potential difference, what happens to the electric current also increases, then the ratio remains constant. Is it? So that electrical resistance does not depend upon the potential difference and current, then on what factors does it depend? But what is unit SI of the electric current? Electrical resistance, volt by ampere. Volt per ampere. Volt per ampere. Is it? Then how can you define? This is also taken as ohm, and symbol is this one, like ohm. This is symbol of this one, resistance. Then how can you define 1 ohm? 1 ohm is nothing but if 1 volt potential difference across the conductor can produce 1 ampere current, then the electrical resistance is said to be 1 ohm. Is it? If 1 volt potential difference produces 1 ampere current, then resistance is said to be 1 mole. Resistance is said to be 1 mole. Then on what factor is this resistance depends. Factors affecting on the resistance. Factors affecting on the resistance of a conductor. Factors affecting the resistance of the conductor. What do you mean by resistance? In generally, resistance is nothing but opposition offered to the flow of electrons. Is it? Whenever the electrons are moving, but because of the positive ions being core, there is some opposition is offered, and that obstruction offered to the flow of charges is called electrical resistance. Is it? What do you mean by electrical resistance? An obstruction offered to the flow of electrons is called what? Electrical resistance. Obstruction or opposition offered to the flow of charges. Flow of charges is called electrical resistance. Electrical resistance. So what are the factors affecting? Let us tell here. For example, if the resistance is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. And remember, what is the main cause for the resistance of the conductor? The main cause for the resistance of the conductor is number of collisions. Are you clear? What would happen when you have taken a metallic conductor? When you have taken a metallic conductor, number of electrons are moving from one end to the other end. Meanwhile, they collide among them, and even they collide with the positive ions on the core of the metallic conductor. That's what. For example, if there are more number of the electrons, what would happen? These electrons cannot reach to the other end easily. It will take more time. Is it? That's what number of collisions in a conductor is the main cause for the resistance of the material. That means, now look at this one. If the length of the conductor is more, we have more length of the conductor. Then this electron has to travel more distance. Meanwhile, it has to go for more number of collisions. Is it? Because of this one, more of the number of collisions, what happens? Resistance of the conductor will be increases. So more is the length of the conductor, more is the resistance. Less is the length of the conductor, less is the resistance. Which is R. R is proportional here. And whereas resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section of the conductor. Why? For example, if it is more area of cross section, what will happen? It can go easily, it can move freely, so that number of collisions will be less. So that resistance is inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Even the resistance of the conductor depends upon nature of the material also. Nature of the material of the conductor. Nature of the material of the conductor. And even it depends upon temperature. Temperature. Why is it depends upon temperature? More is the temperature, the speed of the electrons will be increased, so that the number of collisions will be changes. Is it? When you have taken for semiconductors, if the temperature increases, resistance will be decreases. For metallic conductors, if the temperature increases, resistance will be increases. So that it depends upon the temperatures also. And let me write the expression for the resistance of the material of wire. From this one, so then resistance is directly proportional to the length and inversely proportional to the area of cross section. Therefore, resistance is directly proportional to the L by A. By removing this proportionality constant, let me write here R is equal to some constant rho into L by A. R is equal to L by A, where rho is called specific resistance. or resistivity, specific resistance or resistivity. Then what do you mean by this specific resistance and resistivity? What do you mean by specific resistance and resistivity? Let me discuss here. Rho is a specific resistance or resistivity. From this one, let me write here rho is equal to what I can write? R A by N. For example, if you have taken area of cross section of the wire is unit and length of the wire is 1 meter, then what is the resistivity? R is equal to rho is equal to what? R. So that specific resistance or resistivity is numerically equal to the resistance of the wire having unit length and unit area of cross section. Are you clear? What do you mean by this specific resistance? Resistivity. Resistance of the metal of the wire having unit area and unit length, which is nothing but resistance of a wire having unit length and unit area of cross section. Unit length and unit area of cross section is called resistivity. Then tell me, what is unit of the resistivity? SI unit of the resistivity. Look at this one. R is ohm meter square by meter, which is nothing but ohm meter is the unit of the electrical resistivity or specific resistance. Remember, specific resistance or resistivity remains the same. Then what will be the factors affecting this electrical resistivity, and what factors does this resistivity depend? Factors affecting resistivity. It depends upon nature of the material and even it depends upon temperature. Same as that one. For metals, if the temperature increases, resistivity increases, even resistivity also increases. But for semiconductors, if the temperature increases, resistance will be decreases, resistivity also will be decreases. Is it okay? But remember, very important point, it does not depend on what? Geometrical consideration. Is it physical condition? What do you mean by Ohm's law? The potential difference applied across the ends of the conductor, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to its potential difference, provided physical conditions. Is it? The physical conditions and temperature remains constant. Very important. Physical conditions and temperature remains constant. That is. But remember, resistivity does not depend upon physical conditions. Physical condition means what? Like length, area or volume, whatever. Even if you increase the length, only resistance will be increased, but there is no change in the resistivity. Even if you increase the area, is it? There is no change in resistivity. Let us take copper. If you have taken 1 meter copper wire, you increase the length of the copper wire by stretching, its resistance will be increased, but there is no change in its resistivity. Is it? Then this is the resistivity does not depend upon the physical conditions and it depends upon only nature of the material and temperature of the conductor. So what do you mean by the conductance? Conductance is nothing but reciprocal of the resistance. Reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. G is equal to 1 by R. So what is this one? Ohm inverse. Is it? Ohm inverse, or even you can write Mho, MHO. Ohm inverse is nothing but Siemens. Siemens. Is it? Siemens. And whereas conductivity. So what do you mean by the conductivity? Sigma conductivity. Reciprocal of the resistivity. Reciprocal of the resistivity is called conductivity. Then what is unit of this conductivity? We know already. Resistivity is 1 by ohm meter. So ohm inverse, meter inverse, which is Siemens meter inverse. Siemens meter inverse or Siemens per meter is a unit of the conductivity. Is it? So this is what just we have discussed about what is electric current and what will be the properties of the, what do you mean by the electric current, what is it, vector or scalar, what will be the direction of the electric current, and what is the electrical resistance, Ohm's law, and what is the resistance units, and how is the, what are the facts affecting the resistance, and resistivity, what are the facts affecting resistivity, and conductance and conductivity we have discussed. Is it? So in next class we will continue this topic.